Hello everybody, it's Wendy, and today we are going to make a necklace, or not a necklace, a bracelet using products from Sam's Bead Box. So first of all, our encouraging word for today is every little thing gonna be all right. I love this little puzzle piece. He is so cute. Okay, so what you're going to need if you want to make this bracelet with me today is you're going to need some chunky chain. Now you can get this at your local craft stores. You can get it on Amazon. If you go on Amazon and type in chunky chain, you know, you can get it. You just have to look for it. We're using 4 of the shell beads from Sam's box. We're using 2, 4, 6, 8 of these little periwinkle spacers. We're using 1 of these gorgeous shells right here. These beads, I love these. They're so pretty. We're using both tiara cast charms, and this one has 2 jump rings that I've put on it. This one has 1. We are using 2 wire guards. These are 5mm wire guards, 2 2x2 crimp tubes, and possibly 2 crimp tube covers. I'm not sure if I'm going to use those or not. I've got a couple jump rings and a bunch of these spacers. These are the wavy spacer beads. These are on my website if you're interested in them. And then we've got some stretchy cord here. This came in the curated bead box this month, but it's actually, you can use any 1mm stretch cord. Okay, and you want to stretch it. That's what I'm doing. I'm just stretching it out. You want to do that before you string it, otherwise it will lose its shape and stretch out while you're wearing it. You don't want that. Okay, so get everything together, come on back, and we're just going to string this up. All right, so we're going to put our shell bead on first because this is kind of our focal. Okay, and then I want to put both of these beads, or both of these over here. I want this to be kind of an asymmetric type thing. So I'm going to put on 3 of these. Actually, I'm just going to do 2. I'm going to do 2 of these metal spacers. Then I'm just going to string both of these on the chain, okay? Or on the stretch cord. So I'm going to put this one on, and then this one on. Okay, just like that. Let me turn him over. It doesn't really matter. I mean, he's going to flip and flop around anyway, but let's turn him over anyhow. So he's correct. Okay, there we go. So I've got those 2. Now what I'm going to do is add 3 of these metal spacers. So 1, 2, 1 more, 3, and a blue disc bead. Then I'm going to do 3 more. 1, 2, 3, and a disc bead. And he doesn't want to go on. Disc bead, go on. There we go. And 3 more. And I'm just repeating the 3 metal spacers and the disc bead. And I'm doing 3 on this side, and then we'll evaluate here in just a minute if we want to add more. Okay, on this side, I'm going to do 2 of the metal spacers. A shell bead. Okay, 2 of the metal spacers. And a disc bead. Just like that. Okay, then 2 of the metal spacers. And a shell bead. And 2 metal spacers. And a disc bead. And then we'll take a look at what we've got lengthwise. So just like this. Okay, So let's see, I need to add, I'm going to go ahead and add 3 more metal spacers on this side. Three of these. And another disc bead. And then 3 more spacers. Okay, just like that. Now on this side, I'm going to do the repeating pattern one more time. I'm going to do 2 spacers, a shell bead, 2 spacers, a disc bead, and 2 spacers. Okay, just like that. On this side, I'm going to add 1 more of the disc beads and 3 more of the metal spacers. Okay, now we're not going to use that guy. So what I'm going to do now is look here, and I need to measure and just see what my length is. So I have a very small wrist. Right now my length is at 5 inches. Okay, so I'm going to do about 2 inches and 2.5 inches of the chain, and I'm going to double the chain. So let's see. Yeah, I'm going to go about here. I may go a little more than 2.5. I'm probably going to go about 3, because this will need to fit over the largest part of my hand. It's going to stretch. So yeah, I'm going to go about 3 inches. So we'll go right here. Just going to open up this link, and I'm going to double this. So we'll open up this link. And I do save these little links. I actually use them for jump rings. And I may triple it. I think I will. Why not, right? It's chunky chain. We love it. So I think I will triple it. Let me make sure I got those 2 correct. I do. Okay. And for this one, we're going to just triple. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our little piece of stretch cord. We are going to put our crimp bead on it, and then we're going to go up and around our wire guard. Okay, so there it goes up, back down and around. And this can be a little bit of a tight squeeze. You just need to just push it. It will go through if you're using 1 millimeter stretch and 5 millimeter wire guards. Okay, let's get this back just a little. We don't need that much tail. Okay, now I'm going to take my 3 pieces of chain. I'm going to put them directly on my wire guard. Actually, I may end up not using all 3 if they don't fit, because I don't really want to stress the wire guard too much. May just use 2. But we're going to put the 2. Yeah, I better stick with 2. We're going to do 2 back on our wire guard. Okay, and then I like to take my wire guard in and bend it in just a little. I just think it makes it look neater if it's kind of slanted in like that. Okay, now we're going to go back through our crimp tube with our stretch cord. Come on now, don't be difficult. We did this already. I tested it to make sure it would work. Okay, so back through our crimp tube. And then we're going to take our tail here, and go through just a few of these beads, 3 or 4 of them. Probably won't go back through the disc bead. I doubt it will fit back through them, but these spacers have a pretty big hole, so it should go back through the 3 of them. Just like this. Come on now. Stretch cord's kind of difficult to work with. Okay, and then I'm going to take this stretch cord. I'm going to make sure everything's pulled tight, and I'm just going to tie a knot in here. Just a surgeon's knot. I'm going through it twice. Just like that. Just going to pull it tight. And then I'm going to, actually I may do another one. Just a couple knots here. A lot of times I like to crimp this stretch cord because the knots come out. I feel like they do. But I like to tie a couple extra just to be safe. So we got a couple knots here. I'm going to cut it off. We're going to scoot this all down, and see, you can't even really see the knots, especially when you pull it tight. And then we're going to crimp this. So just like you would crimp tiger tail, just going to lay it in there. I'm not going to do it extremely viciously hard because I don't want to cut the stretch cord. So if you're gentle with it, you don't crimp it super hard, it'll just go in there. It won't cut your stretch cord and you're in good shape. Okay, scoot everything up. A little tail sticking out there, getting back in. Just like that. Okay, so now we're going to come around to our other end, and I'm going to cut some of this off because I don't, well, I better wait a second. See where I need to cut it off at. I don't want to waste it. So we're going to put our, again, our crimp tube on. And our wire guardian. Going up and over. There we go. Pulling it tight, and I'm just going to pull it all the way down. Okay, this may be why we wanted to cut this sooner. It doesn't go through there that easily. To adjust is what I'm saying. It's easier to... So let's pull this side down. Then we'll go down through here. Okay, that's much better. Pull it down, and then we're going to, again, hook it, the wire guardian, just onto our chain pieces. So now I can see that I don't need a huge amount left. I'm just going to cut this to get this whole big strand out so I don't have it running everywhere. And I'm going to put my 2 chain pieces on here. There's one. And the second one. Okay, make sure they go into your wire guardian. It's a little fiddly to get them in there, but they will go. There we go. And one more. Glad I didn't do the 3. They would have been really hard to get on this side. Okay, and then we're going to take our stretch cord and go back through the crimp bead. My chain is running loose. It's running amok. Okay, back through the crimp bead. Pull that down tight. There we go. And go ahead and go through these 2 beads if you can. And then I'm going to try to tie a knot here. You have to keep this tight. That's the thing. This has to be really tight. So I may wait a second and crimp this first and then try to tie the knot. So I'm pulling this very tight. I want it to be kept very tight so this bead will stay on top and not, you know, spin too much. So go ahead and do the best you can here with your crimping. So I try to hold everything So I got this between these two fingers. I'm holding it here with these two fingers, and then I'm going to go in with my crimping pliers and gently, again, you don't want to like kill it because it will cut your stretch magic, but just be gentle. Turn this and go ahead and close it up. Okay, so there we go. We have a good little crimp going on there. And now I'm going to try to get in between here and tie this a couple of times just to, you know, just to give it that little bit of stability. If you can't, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, you can always put a little bit of glue on the crimp. You could put a crimp cover over with some glue on it. And with some glue in it, and that would definitely help hold it. But like I said, I've done this for a long time and I haven't really had any trouble with them coming loose, so I'm fairly confident there that it's going to be okay. I'm going to go through here twice. I'm just trying to keep everything from getting tangled up there. And then I'm just going to pull it tight. There we go. And then I'll trim it off. Okay, so here we have it. It's a cute little stretch bracelet. I like these. I love the chain in the back. Super cute. Very boho. You could make it tighter if you wanted. I could actually have left a couple links out of the chain and been okay, but I wanted to make sure that it would fit well over this top portion of my hand. And it does. I could always actually take a couple out if I wanted and then put it back on the wire guard. And I may do that. If it stretches any at all, I probably will. But it doesn't seem like, and with stretching it beforehand, that should keep it from being, you know, too stretchy and too loose. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to subscribe to Sam's Bead Box, I have a coupon code for $5 off your first box. It is just Wendy, just plain Wendy. And I will link everything for Sam's box in the description box below this video. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.